To me, honestly, I measure success by how happy I feel. So if I'm really happy, there's been times in my life where I wasn't doing well on paper, you know, I mean, there's been times where I could barely pay my rent, and some of these times have been the happiest times of my life. And there's been times where I've had a lot more and I've not been happy. So I just really try to distance myself from how the world sees me, you know, and just try to keep it completely separate and not believe other people's perceptions of me, but just be like, you know, I'm a lucky person. I get to wake up every morning and make art, and I so far have managed to, you know, put food on the table, and that's really all I care about at this point. Seeing the, you know, the big major label business like really up close at this point, like I don't want to do it. To me, it's not worth it. Like having to bend over and having to compromise that much, to me, it's not worth it. Like if that's the way I'm gonna get it, I don't want it.
Do you think when you're kind of a new emerging artist, do you think it's even reasonable to, you know, to go into the big business and sign the deal with a major label, or just kind of try to do it yourself and establish yourself as an artist before you go out there and start fighting for the big business?
I mean, I think that if you do get a chance, and you're a young artist, and you don't have like a particularly very great idea, or like, you know, a great skill of writing or you know, promotion or whatever, I think it's very helpful and it's very important to stay open. And you know, it might not work out the way that you imagine it, but just, you know, I think it's very helpful to be able to say, hey, pick up the phone and say, hey, I'm signed to this label. Even just, you know, getting in the room with the writers. Like when I was making, over the years, when I've been making my music, I mean, I've only been able to get in the room with these incredible writers because I've had that deal. Nobody's gonna put their day aside. They could be writing for Rihanna, you know? So they need kind of that guarantee, that phone call from the label saying, hey, we're really gonna go in for this girl. Would you do a session with her? So I don't think that when I was younger, I don't think that I was really appreciating these opportunities, and I don't think that I was really making the most of them, you know. I don't think I made friends as much as I should have, and I don't think that I was present as much as I should have been.
You're now signed to Ultra. Why did you make that deal? What did they give you? What do you expect to get out of it?
Honestly, I played them a bunch of music, and the first two singles they wanted to release were two of my favorite songs that I've done lately. So that's honestly all I cared about. I've just gotten to a point where I'd rather make really good sandwiches than the music that I don't believe in.
So, have you ever thought about giving up and coming back home and, you know...
All the time.
All the time?
All the time.
Who makes... are you kind of the CEO of your business and your brand and everything that surrounds Kerli?
Yes, absolutely.
How's your... you have two managers.
Yes.
Do you have a lawyer?
Yes.
You have a big shot lawyer, I think, in LA.
Yes, New York.
New York, okay. You know, for a lot of artists, making music or trying to, you know, survive making just music is a constant struggle, and you've struggled.
Yeah, I wouldn't survive just being an artist.
But what kept you going?
I don't know. I just really have never imagined myself doing anything else.
Have you ever had to sacrifice, made any sacrifices for your career?
Well, you know, moving away from my family, which is a pretty like tight-knit family and a really big family, I think the times where I felt really, really alone have been like the price, you know, for being able to do what my heart longs for. But with every gain, there's always a sacrifice.
Who has been your greatest supporter who has always said that, you know, Kerli, for you, you know, impossible is possible?
Me.
But there always has to be, you know, people around you as well, somebody.
Yeah, actually, you know, as time goes by, I appreciate these people more and more. When I was young, again, when I was really young, when I was younger, I thought that, you know, of course everybody was going to believe in me, because why wouldn't they? And then, you know, now I look back at my career of 13 years, and I see I've actually maybe had let's say 3, 4 people, 4 or 5 people that have actually truly been there for me. And sometimes, and it's even in life with the simplest things, I don't think people tell each other enough. It's like when you see somebody struggling with you know, faith in themselves, take that second and tell them that it's gonna work out. You know, I had these people in my life, and either they were lying to me or they were not lying to me, but I was like, do you believe in me? They were like, yes, of course I believe in me, you know, in you. And just there are times where just one sentence that somebody told me kept me really going for years.
Because you once said that it's for you, it's actually like a struggle to find people who would kind of say that to you, that, you know, impossible is possible, and that you constantly have to convince people that you know, these things are actually possible. Do you understand?
Yeah.
What do you think of the current Estonian music scene? Because you've always supported Estonian talent, whether music, fashion. You've always supported Estonian artists. What do you think of the current music scene in Estonia?
I think that the music scene in Estonia is really exciting, and I think that the only thing really holding us back as a country in general, and also, you know, the music scene, is the mindset that there are limits, because there really aren't any limits. If enough people come together and say, hey, we could be the next Iceland, you know, we could be the next Berlin. We have the resources, we have the talent, we have incredible musicians, we have incredible designers. The only thing that we need now is just coming together and really, you know, believing that we can do it, that we can, you know, make some noise.
How often